The Wild West, a land of opportunity where fortunes were made and lost. It was a time of rugged individualism where only the strong survived. Today we face a new frontier, the digital frontier, but this new frontier also has its share of dangers. Cybercriminals lurk in the shadows, waiting to strike. Let's talk about advanced persistent threats, or APTs. These aren't your average cyber bandits. APTs are highly skilled and organized groups, often state-sponsored. Imagine this. A group of cybercriminals wants to rob a bank, not the brick-and-mortar kind. They're after the digital vault. They spend months planning their attack. They use social engineering to trick employees. They deploy custom-built malware. Once inside, they operate undetected, siphoning off funds. By the time the bank realizes it's been robbed, the cybercriminals are long gone. This is the reality of APTs, and the consequences can be devastating. In the Wild West, folks relied on sharp eyes and quick reflexes to stay alive. Today, we need to be just as vigilant in the digital world. That's where Endpoint Detection and Response, or EDR, comes in. Think of EDR as your digital posse, constantly patrolling your network for suspicious activity. EDR actively responds to threats, isolating infected devices and quarantining malicious files. Out on the frontier, a sturdy fort was essential for survival. It provided a safe haven from bandits and a strong defense against attacks. In the digital world, your firewall is your first line of defense. And just like those old forts needed to evolve to withstand new threats, so too have firewalls. That's where next-generation firewalls, or NGFWs, come in. NGFWs are like the high-tech security checkpoints of the digital age. They go beyond simply blocking traffic based on IP addresses and port numbers. They inspect the actual content of network traffic, looking for malicious code, suspicious attachments, and unauthorized data transfers. They can identify and block known threats like viruses and malware. But they also use advanced techniques like intrusion prevention systems, or IPS, and deep packet inspection, or DPI, to detect and stop previously unknown threats. Securing the edge in the age of IoT. The Wild West was full of uncharted territory, vast expanses of wilderness that were both alluring and dangerous. Today, the Internet of Things, or IoT, represents a similar frontier. We're surrounded by connected devices, smart homes, wearable tech, industrial sensors. These devices offer convenience but also expand the attack surface for cybercriminals. Securing these devices is paramount. IoT Security Platforms provide centralized management and protection. They use AI to detect anomalies and prevent unauthorized access. In Code We Trust, the promise and pitfalls of zero-trust architecture. In the Wild West, trust was a precious commodity. You didn't extend it easily. The same principle applies in the digital world. This is where zero-trust architecture, or ZTA, comes in. ZTA assumes no user or device can be trusted by default. It's like having a security checkpoint at every door. ZTA requires verification for every user, device, and application. It's about constantly verifying and never assuming trust. While ZTA is powerful, it's not a silver bullet. Implementing ZTA can be complex and challenging. The AI posse, the looming threat of artificially intelligent outlaws. Imagine if legendary outlaws had access to cutting-edge technology. That's the threat we face with AI-powered cyber attacks. AI can be used for good or evil. In the wrong hands, AI creates sophisticated cyber attacks. AI-powered malware can learn and adapt in real time. AI-driven phishing attacks can fool even vigilant users. But AI can also bolster our defenses. AI-driven security can predict attacks before they happen. Section 8, Outsmarting the Cyber Gang, How Behavioral Analytics Can Save the Day. In the Wild West, lawmen could spot an outlaw by their mannerisms and habits. Today, we use behavioral analytics in cybersecurity. This technology establishes a baseline of normal activity. Deviations like accessing unusual files, logging in at odd hours, or sending large amounts of data indicate potential security incidents. Behavioral analytics helps detect threats before they escalate. Section 9. Wanted cyber sheriffs, the growing need for cybersecurity vigilantes. The Wild West had sheriffs to maintain order. Today, we need digital heroes, cybersecurity professionals. As cyber threats rise, the demand for skilled cybersecurity professionals skyrockets. We need analysts, ethical hackers, and incident responders. Passionate individuals dedicated to making the digital world safer. Section 10, How the West Was Won, a call to arms for the digital age. The Wild West wasn't tamed overnight. The same is true of cybersecurity. There's no single solution, no magic bullet. It requires technology, awareness, and collaboration. Educate ourselves and our employees. Work together to stay ahead of cybercriminals. By embracing vigilance, we can create a safer digital world.